Good day, everyone, especially to our beloved and respected instructor, Dr. Smail. Good day, ma'am. For today, I will be your reporter and we will be tackling about Saudi Arabian cuisine. Before I formally start with my discussion, let us watch first this video encircling interesting facts about Saudi Arabia.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today in this video to counting top 10 facts about Saudi Arabia, a country known for its rich history, diverse culture, and impressive landmarks. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the top 10 facts about this fascinating country. 1. Saudi Arabia is the largest country in the Middle East, covering over 2 million square kilometers. It is primarily covered by the Arabian Desert, with a few fertile areas scattered throughout the country. 2. Saudi Arabia is the world's largest exporter of oil, providing about 10% of the world's oil supply. The country's oil reserves are estimated to be around 260 billion barrels, which is about one-fifth of the world's total reserves. 3. Saudi Arabia is the birthplace of Islam and home to two of the most important Islamic holy sites, Mecca and Medina. Every year, millions of Muslims from around the world make the pilgrimage to these cities as part of the Hajj. 4. Saudi Arabia is a conservative Muslim country, where the legal system is based on Islamic law. Women have only recently been given the right to drive and are required to wear the abaya, a traditional dress that covers the entire body. 5. Saudi Arabia is home to some of the tallest buildings in the world, including the Kingdom Tower in Riyadh, which is currently the third tallest building in the world. 6. Saudi Arabia is home to some of the most stunning natural landmarks, such as the Al-Waba crater, a massive volcanic crater located in the western part of the country. 7. Saudi Arabian cuisine is known for its rich and flavorful dishes, such as kabsa, a rice dish made with spices, meat, and vegetables, and shawarma, a popular street food made with meat and vegetables wrapped in bread. 8. Saudi Arabia is steeped in history, with ancient landmarks such as the Masmak fortress in Riyadh, which played a significant role in the country's unification in the 20th century. 9. Saudi Arabia is also home to some of the most breathtaking natural landscapes, such as the Edge of the World, a stunning geological formation located in the desert outside Riyadh. 10. Saudi Arabia is a country that is constantly pushing the boundaries of innovation and creativity, as seen in the King Abdulaziz Center for World Culture in Dhahran, which is a cutting-edge center for arts and culture. And there you have it, the top 10 facts about Saudi Arabia. We hope you enjoyed this glimpse into this fascinating country.
Alright, so what we have seen are just some of the interesting facts about Saudi Arabia. So now that we have a little background knowledge about Saudi Arabia, let's go to their cuisine. Overview of the Saudi Arabian cuisine history. Saudi Arabian cuisine is the most traditional one that can be found globally. You can immediately taste the difference between Saudi Arabian cuisines and the other cuisines. There have been three chef influences that have molded the Saudi Arabian cuisine alongside their cultural norms and values depicted in the Saudi Arabian cooking today. Firstly, the nomadic Bedouin influence. Secondly, the food constraints given in the Holy Book of Quran. And lastly, the ancient Arabian dominance of the spice roots. So the Saudi Arabians have inherited their cultural norms and values from the nomadic Bedouin who had cherished hospitality, generosity, strength, and chivalry. And the last but not the least, honor. This is still prevalent in Saudi Arabia today. A continuous flow of foreigners that came with the Arab dominance of spice trade centuries ago also brought along with them some of their own cultural values that then were embedded into the Arab values as well. So the Saudi Arabian cuisine is also influenced by their holy book, the Quran. The Quran strictly states that the pork meat is impure. Halal food is only allowed and alcohol is also strictly forbidden. The Arabic coffee and other fruit drinks are very popular. The Bedouin coffee, which is served without any preservatives or sweeteners is a beverage of honor that is served to the guest. The custom of serving coffee is generally known as gawa, which is bound by a certain rules of etiquette. So let's proceed to the cuisines of Saudi Arabia. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is known for its abundant traditional cuisines, which mirror the mixture of the regions and the customs of the people there. Many dishes that you will find in Saudi Arabia are made of meat, rice, wheat, vegetables, and spices. Al-Kabsa is one of the most popular cuisines that you will find in Saudi Arabia. It is cooked with red or white meat or chicken in a pot. So now let's proceed to the food in Saudi Arabia featuring breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So Saudi Arabia's desert climate has given rise to a unique and delicious cuisine. Saudi Arabia's food culture preserves the spirit of the kingdom's past tribal and nomadic lifestyles. So it is their people's way of life before who do not live continually in the same place but move cyclically or periodically. It is distinguished from migration, which is non-cyclic and involves a total change of habitat. So Saudi Arabian breakfast. So most Middle Easterners have breakfast between 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. A typical rural breakfast consists of pita bread, feta cheese, olives fruit, and dates. So Arabic breakfast is very different from continental or European cuisines. It includes many healthy options such as plain bread with libna and za'atar, madumas, homemade dates jam, hummus and kanafu, falafel and sashuka, which is a Saudi variation of scrambled eggs with traditional yellow tea with mint or Turkish coffee and awisada or traditional Arabic coffee. So, breakfast in Saudi Arabia is often simple. The Saudis drink their traditional coffee kawa and eat bread with cheese, dates, fruits, camel milk, and etc. So they begin their day with light breakfast and then have a substantial meal. So now let's proceed to Saudi Arabian lunch. So Saudi Arabian lunch is served after the noon prayer from around 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. or even 3 p.m. A large lunch also features a meat dishes such as roast lamb, chicken, or fish with rice, salads, vegetables, and fruits. So some people there have a light lunch. Okay, so now let's proceed to Saudi Arabian dinner. So their dinner is usually eaten late after evening and night prayers, usually beginning around 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. So for dinner, they usually pick a light chopped salad and a delicious soup bowl and a Saudi platter. So contemporary homes often serve dinner later than usual and a lighter meals, such as sandwiches or Western-style dishes or a healthy soup. So as part of Islamic law, all food items must be strictly halal, meaning they must be cut properly so as not contaminate the intake. So the top drinks that are consumed in Saudi Arabia include fresh mango and orange juice, various kinds of tea and coffee. So now, let's proceed to the food practices. So I have here a video featuring the table manners and etiquette in Saudi Arabia.
Hello, Assalamualaikum everyone and welcome back. Today's topic is very interesting as you're going to learn table manners. Food is a gift of Allah. He has made all kinds of wonderful things for us to eat and drink. Islam gives specific advice to Muslims about all aspects of life, and this includes food, eating habits, and manners. Some food provide nourishment and other are source of satisfaction and refreshment. To get the right physical and spiritual strength, one should consume only healthy halal food. Halal food is an Arabic term that means permissible. So the food which is permissible in Islam includes fruits, vegetables, seafood, nuts, eggs, halal foods and poultry. And the food which is forbidden in Islam is called haram food. We are forbidden to eat meat of the animals such as pork, dog, cat, monkey and other haram animals. Islam teaches us to thank Allah for the food we eat. It also teaches us to have good manners when we eat and drink. Before sitting down to eat, we must wash our hands. Sit in a proper and clean place to eat. Eat with your family, eat with your right hand. So before starting our meal, we must wash our hands and wait for the elderly person to start the meal first. Eat with your family as it will add barakah to your food. And eat with your right hand as it is shaitan that is said to eat with his left. As Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, no one among you should eat with his left hand or drink with it. For the shaitan eats with his left hand and drinks with it. Before starting to eat, we must say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, as it will add barakah to our food and Allah will get pleased. Begin eating from what is nearest to you on the table. Take only as much food as you can eat. Do not waste food. Share food. Eat on time. Make sure you have finished everything on the plate, as wasting of food is sin. Eat from the portion closest to you, as Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, eat with your right hand and eat from what is directly in front of you. Share your food with your friends, your siblings, and it can be any person you're having meal with. And eating food on time daily will allow proper digestion of food and it will save you from bloating and indigestion. Eat healthy food like meat, fish, vegetables, grains, and fruit. Drink plenty of water or fresh juice. So as I have mentioned earlier, to get the right physical and spiritual strength, one must consume only healthy halal food like fruits, vegetables, fish, meat, grains, etc. And drinking plenty of water helps digestion, preventing constipation, keeps our skin fresh, and much more. Avoid unhealthy food like chips and other fast food. Too many sweets and toffees should not be eaten. Fizzy drinks should not be taken, as unhealthy food may eventually make your brain weak and non-functional. It also worsens your appetite and digestion, and it makes us gain weight rapidly. It is always best to sit down when eating or drinking. Do not make noises while eating. Do not gulp down food, take smaller portions and eat slowly. It is also discouraged in Islam to eat or drink in standing position. You must always sit down while eating or drinking to give respect to your food. And you must never have gossips while having meal. You should sit quietly and finish your meal. Don't be in a hurry to eat your food. Eat slowly. Make sure to chew thoroughly and allow your food to cool down before eating. After eating, wash your hands and brush your teeth. So one must also wash his hands thoroughly and brush teeth or gargle your mouth with water after having meal. When we finish eating, we must say Alhamdulillah. All praise belongs to Allah. So after finishing our meal, we must praise Allah, we must thank Him for keeping us nourished and giving us food to eat.
Okay, so based on the video we watched, we can say that the appreciation of Eastern people on table manners and etiquette during their mealtime is really on a different level. And they also do things before and after eating, like us Filipinos, like washing hands before and after eating and giving thanks to the food on the table. In Saudi, it's their way of life to follow the rules, especially when it comes to table manners and dining etiquette, and even their Bible, the Quran, and other religious matters. So, I have here the top 10 most popular dishes and specialty in Saudi Arabia. So, the first one is kabsa. Kabsa is an intrinsic part of the region's culinary heritage as it is arguably the best representation of traditional Arabic cuisine. Kabsa truly does justice to its popularity and pride of place as Saudi Arabia's national dish. So, kabsa is a rice dish that is enjoyed throughout the Gulf states of Arabian Peninsula. Heavily influenced by Persian and Indian biryanis, kabsa makes use of the water that was used for cooking fish or meat and reusing it to cook the spiced long grain rice in it, perfectly blending all the flavors and spices. So I have here a video on how Saudi Arabian prepare their national dish, kabsa. Okay, so that is how Saudi Arabian people prepare their national dish, kabsa. So the next is mataziz. Mataziz is a traditional Saudi Arabian dish consisting of flat dumplings that are cooked and served in a rich stew of meat, vegetables, tomato sauce, and spices. The dough is typically made by combining whole wheat flour, water, salt, and oil, and it is then cut into flattened circles. So I have here a video on how they prepare their traditional dish, mataziz.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اليوم راح نسوي أكلة سعودية شعبية اللي هي المطازيز، أكلة مشهورة في السعودية ومليئة جدا بالخضروات والنشويات اللي هي في أقراص المطازيز، وطبعا بالبروتينات اللي في اللحم. ونبدأ أول حاجة بلحم نص كيلو أو ربع كيلو زي ما انتم حابين، وحستخدم اليوم قدر الضغط. حطيت شوية من زيت الزيتون وبصلة مفرومة، شوحتها على النار مجرد إنها تذبل. حطيت عصير طماطم ومعجون الطماطم وقلبتهم على النار إلين ما تسبكت الكشنة. وأضفت البهارات، إن شاء الله حتلاقوها في صندوق الوصف. وكمان نقلبها شويتين وننزل قطع اللحم ونقلب كمان على النار شويتين إلين يتغير لون اللحم. ونضيف الموية مجرد إنها تغطي اللحم بشوية، ونتركه على نار متوسطة لمدة نص ساعة. وفي ذا الوقت نجهز المطازيز. عندي نص كاسة لكل من دقيق الأبيض ودقيق الأسمر ودقيق القمح الكامل وشوية ملح. ونبدأ نعجنها بالموية، موية دافية. طبعا الموية على حسب نوعية الدقيق، حتى تعرفوا الكمية وانتوا تعجنوا. طبعا هنا العجينة بعد ما تعجنت تكون لينة بقوام شوية قاسم. نبدأ نفردها على طول، نرش شوية دقيق وقسمتها قسمين. أخذت أول قسم فردته، لازم يكون سمك العجينة نحيف زي كذا يكون. وحبيت أشكلها لدوائر صغيرة فما لقيت إلا غطاء الدواء. هذا أنسب شكل صراحة، حبيت لأنه حجمه صغير، والأقراص المطازيز بتكبر شوية في نفس الإدام، فما حبيت أكبرها. وهنا عندي الخضروات، جميع أنواع الخضروات اللي انتم حابينها أضيفوها في المطازيز. أنا هنا عجبتني مرة ما شاء الله الكوسة، هذه الكوسة من القصيم، حباتها مرة ما شاء الله صغيرة وطعمها حلو في الأكل. هنا بعد نص ساعة نزلت كل الخضروات، لاحظوا ما قطعت الكوسة. وحطيت كمان هنا بطاطس وفاصوليا وقرع وجزر وفلفل، ممكن تضيفوا باذنجان أسود زي ما انتم حابين. وهنا ملحتها وشوية كذا قلبتها ورجعتها على النار لمدة 5 دقائق لأنه في قدر الضغط. وبعد 5 دقائق هنا أقراص المطازيز بعد ما شكلناها نحطها في القدر، وكمان 5 دقائق تانية وتكون استوت. هنا أضفت شوية موية لأني لاحظت المرقة شوية قلت. هنا بعد 5 دقائق ما شاء الله تبارك الله، شوفوا كيف شكلها مرة ما شاء الله شهي. الخضروات ما شاء الله مهرية، المطازيز مهرية، اللحمة مهرية، كله على بعضه شيء رهيب تبارك الله.
Okay, so that is how Saudi Arabian people prepare their traditional dish, mataziz. Okay, so the next is salig. Salig is a traditional rice dish from the Hijaz area of Saudi Arabia and is commonly served for special occasions. This rich and creamy dish is a beloved favorite all over Saudi Arabia. Long grain rice, slowly stewed with milk, butter, meat and spices, creating a savory dish that resembles Italian risotto. So, I have here a video on how they prepare salig dish. Okay, so that is how people in Saudi Arabia prepare their traditional dish salig. Now let's proceed to mortabak or mutabak. Mutabak or mortabak stuffed paratha is a popular street food in Saudi Arabia. This thin folded pancake is stuffed with meat, eggs, and leeks and dipped in lemon and green chili. So, I have here a video on how they prepare mortabak.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आज हम बनाएंगे सऊदी अरब की बहुत मशहूर स्ट्रीट फूड मुतब्बक। तो आइए शुरू करते हैं। इसके लिए हमें चाहिए 1 कप मैदा, 1 टीस्पून नमक, 1 टेबलस्पून ऑयल और आधा कप नीम गर्म पानी। पानी को आहिस्ता आहिस्ता शामिल करेंगे। चाहे आप ये डो मशीन से गूंद रही हो या हाथ से गूंद रही हो, दोनों तरीकों में इस बात का खास ख्याल रखें कि पानी को आहिस्ता आहिस्ता डालेंगे, क्योंकि इसमें पूरा आधा कप इस्तेमाल नहीं होता, थोड़ा सा पानी फिर भी बच जाता है। अगर आप मशीन के साथ गूंद रही हैं तो आपको 3 से 4 मिनट चाहिए, और अगर आप हाथ के साथ गूंद रही हैं तो तकरीबन 9 से 10 मिनट चाहिए। डो बिल्कुल ऐसी होनी चाहिए, सॉफ्ट, ना बहुत नरम और ना ही बहुत सख्त। जब ये आपके हाथों से चिपकना बंद हो जाएगी तो इसका मतलब है आपकी डो बिल्कुल तैयार है। इसके ऊपर थोड़ा सा ऑयल लगाएंगे और इसको ढक के 30 मिनट के लिए रख देंगे। ये स्टेप बहुत ज़रूरी है, इसलिए इसका खास ख्याल रखिएगा। चलिए फिलिंग तैयार करते हैं। इसके लिए हमें चाहिए 2 अंडे, 200 ग्राम उबला हुआ कीमा, 1 छोटा टमाटर जिसके के बीज निकाले हुए हों, 1 टीस्पून नमक और 1 टीस्पून जीरा पाउडर, 1 टीस्पून काली मिर्च का पाउडर, सब्ज़ प्याज का सिर्फ सब्ज़ हिस्सा इस्तेमाल करेंगे। इसको अच्छे से मिक्स कर लेंगे। आप चाहें तो ज़्यादा अंडे का इस्तेमाल कर सकती हैं, लेकिन उससे फिर फिलिंग थोड़ी पतली होती है तो इसको हैंडल करना मुश्किल है। तब के लिए रोटी बेल लेते हैं। मैट पे थोड़ा सा ऑयल लगाएंगे और एक छोटा सा पेड़ा लेके पहले उसके हाथों की मदद से और फिर बेलने की मदद से बेल लेंगे। जो मुतब्बक हम बाज़ार से खाते हैं उसकी रोटी बहुत पतली होती है, क्योंकि वो दरमियान में एक अलहदा से शीट रखते हैं। हम जो कि घर पे बना रहे हैं, हम इसको रोटी को इतना पतला बेलेंगे कि नीचे की सतह हमें नजर आने लग जाए। अब फिलिंग को चौकोर शक्ल में डाल देंगे और चारों तरफ से अच्छे से कवर कर लेंगे। तवे पे थोड़ा सा ऑयल गरम करेंगे। मुतब्बक को एहतियात से उठाएंगे और इसके निचले हिस्से को तवे के ऊपर डाल देंगे। टूथपिक से सुराख कर देंगे ताकि सारी हवा बाहर निकल जाए। जब एक साइड से मुतब्बक पक जाएगा तो फिर इसको पलट लेंगे। दोनों साइडों पे पकाने के लिए तकरीबन 2 से 3 मिनट चाहिए, ताकि जो फिलिंग हमने डाली है वो अच्छे से पक जाए। देखें फिलिंग बिल्कुल पक गई है, मुतब्बक बिल्कुल तैयार है। अब इसको काट लेंगे। इसको गरम गरम सब्ज मिर्चों और लेमन के साथ सर्व करेंगे।
Okay, so that is how Saudi Arabian people prepare their popular street food mortabak. So now let's proceed to daja mashwi. Daja mashwi is a Saudi Arabian barbecue specialty made with boneless chicken breasts that are pounded thin, marinated, and grilled. Typical ingredients for marinating the meat include spice powders and dried herbs such as paprika or red chili powder, ginger, garlic, onion, black pepper, salt, oil, and lime juice. So this is spicy and succulent. The chicken is typically accompanied by a garlic dipping sauce and a mixed salad on a side. but it can also be accompanied by couscous, Arabian pilaf, and soups. So I have here a video on how Saudi Arabian people prepare daja mashwi.
الو السلام عليكم، مرحبا بكم، اهلا وسهلا. انا سيد بن عبد الله. اليوم انا بسوي ترتيب لكم دجاج مشاوي رسبي على الطريقة العربية. شوف الطريقة كيف سوي. اول شيء اريد اشيل 1 دجاج كامل بعد التنظيف مظبوط. بعد اريد قص نفس الطريقة. اذا ما يسوي قص نفس الطريقة ممكن بحصل ما يجي كوك مظبوط، مشان كله نفر سوي تري نفس الطريقة مشان قص. يعني مرة نفرات خبر إذا نحن بسوي مشاوي داخل البيت دجاج ما يجي مظبوط. ممكن انت شوف نفس الطريقة انت قص دجاج ما يسوي هذا، ما يجي هذا الشيء. إن شاء الله بيحصل مظبوط معك. بعد نحن نريد هذا دجاج يريد مارنيت. مشان مارنيت أول شيء يريد نركب عصير ليمون، بعد يريد زيت زيتون، بعد يريد ملح على كيفك، بعد ركب فلفل أسود، بعد يريد زعفران باودر. كشوي حاشية مع بعض مظبوط. سوي مارنيشن فوم مظبوط مع الدجاج. أحط فوق بعد المارنيت يركب ممكن ساعة ولا ساعتين على كيفك. أحسن شيء أركب 1 يوم بيحصل مظبوط طعم. إذا ما في وقت ركب مينيمم 1 ساعة. بعد 1 ساعة نحن نريد نركب داخل إلكتريك جريل على حرارة 180 1 ساعة. بعد 1 ساعة إن شاء الله بيحصل 100% دجاج مشاوي. الحين هنا 1 ساعة خلاص. أنا أشيل دجاج من داخل الأوفن مشان أكل. شوف شكل من الدجاج ما شاء الله.
Okay, so that is how Saudi Arabian people prepare their barbecue specialty, daja mashwi. Now let's proceed to tharid. Tharid or tharid is a traditional stew-like dish made up with thin bread, broth, meat, usually lamb, vegetables, and spices. Tharid is one of the most popular traditional foods in Saudi Arabia. It is often referred to as the Prophet Muhammad's favorite dish. So I have here a video on how to cook tharid dish in Saudi.
थरीद बनाने के लिए हमें चाहिए एक प्रेशर कुकर और इसमें डालिए 750 ग्राम गोश्त। अच्छे से धो के डालिए, हड्डी वाला। बड़े साइज की कटी हुई प्याज डाल दें, 3 बड़े साइज के टमाटर कटे हुए, आधा टीस्पून जीरा पाउडर, 1 टीस्पून लाल मिर्च पाउडर, हल्दी 3/4 टीस्पून, नमक, धनिया पाउडर 1.5 टीस्पून, 1 टीस्पून गरम मसाला पाउडर, 3 टीस्पून भर के अदरक लहसुन का पेस्ट, 2 दालचीनी के पीसेस, 2 से 3 तेज पत्ता, 4 से 5 लौंग। आखिर में इसमें 4 से 5 टेबलस्पून भर के तेल डाल दें। सभी इंग्रेडिएंट्स डालने के बाद हम इसे थोड़ा सा भून लेते हैं। इसे अच्छे से भूनने के बाद इसमें 1 गिलास भर के पानी डाल दें, लिड बंद कर दें, सीटी लगा दें, हाई फ्लेम पे है। गोश्त हमारा अच्छे से गल चुका है एक 90% तक और इसमें हम फिर से पानी डाल देते हैं, करीब 2 गिलास, क्योंकि इसी ग्रेवी में हमें अब वेजिटेबल्स गलाना है। हाई फ्लेम पे रख दें, इसमें उबाल आने दें, थोड़ा सा नमक डाल दें। इस रेसिपी के लिए जो वेजिटेबल्स हमें चाहिए वो देख लें। आलू, कद्दू, कैरेट यानी गाजर, कट किए हुए वेजिटेबल्स इसमें डाल दें। इसी के साथ डालिए थोड़े से पुदीने के पत्ते, धनिया के पत्ते, 3 हरी मिर्च। याद रखिए ज्यादा स्पाइसी नहीं खाया जाता। स्पाइसेस इसमें कर दें। इसमें जो भी वेजिटेबल्स है कंप्लीटली गलने तक हम इसे ऐसे ही पकाते जाए। हमें ऐसे ही गोश्त चाहिए। इस तरह से बाली का आटा ले लें, थोड़ा सा नमक डाल दें, पानी डाल के गूंद लें। गूंदा हुआ आटा हमारा रेडी है बार्ली का। इसे ढक दें। वेजिटेबल्स इसमें डालने के बाद हमें इसमें 1 या 2 ड्राइड लेमन भी डालना है। अगर आपके पास ये ड्राइड लेमन यानी सूखा नींबू ना हो तो रोटी बना लें। बार्ली की रोटी सेकना है बिना देखने की मर्जी। देखिए इस तरह से हमने यहाँ पर जो वेजिटेबल्स रखे थे ये भी गल चुके हैं। मैंने 5 रोटी, ये जो रोटी के पीसेस है आप इसमें डाल के मिक्स कर सकते हैं, थोड़ा सा सॉफ्ट करके खा सकते हैं। या दूसरा मेथड, इन्हीं रोटी के पीसेस के ऊपर ये ग्रेवी डाल के भी खाया जाता है। फॉलो कर रही हूँ। रोटी डाल दें, जिस तरह से डालते हैं इसमें डालते हैं, मिक्स कर लें। फ्लेम को हाई पे ही रखिए। इस तरह से प्रेस कर दें। भी है, फ्लेम बंद कर दें। इस पे लिड बंद करके थोड़ी देर के लिए रख दें। करीब हमारी तैयार हो जाएगी। ये बहुत ही मजेदार और फायदेमंद रेसिपी सर्व कर लेते हैं। ये एक होलसम फूड है।
Okay, so that is how Tari dish prepared in Saudi Arabia. Now let's proceed to haris. Haris may not look as appetizing as it tastes, but there's a reason it is a staple of the Emirati iftar table. It's nourishing, easy to digest, filling, and will keep you going through a long day of fasting. It is eaten across the Gulf with recipes varying slightly from the country to country, household to household. And it is cooked in a pot called a mash pan, stirred with a wooden spoon called maser. So, this dish is predominantly made with wet chicken or lamb, spices including cinnamon, water, butter or ghee. So I have here a video on how to prepare haris dish in Saudi.
यह है जो कि है 2.5 कप छिलका उतरा हुआ। इसको अगर ग्राम्स में देखें तो ये 600 ग्राम है तकरीबन, थोड़ी सी कम है। अब हम एक पॉट में डालेंगे तकरीबन 2 लीटर पानी, जिसमें हमें से है ना तो अदरक ना तो कोई प्याज होता है कुछ भी। तो इसको हम बॉयल आने देंगे पहले, और इसमें ये जो झाग आना स्टार्ट हो रहे हैं तो इसको हम झाग आना बंद हो गए हैं। तो अब हम इसमें शामिल करेंगे नमक। तो नमक डालेंगे हस्ब ज़रूरत, और साथ ही हम डाल देंगे भीगे हुए गंदम। तो ये तमाम गंदम को डाल देते हैं इसमें, मिक्स कर लेंगे इसे। तो इसको हमने मिक्स कर लिया है। मीडियम टू लो फ्लेम पे हम इसको कुक करेंगे तकरीबन 2 से 3 घंटे के लिए। अगर आप इसको कुकर में बनाते हैं तो 30 मिनट के लिए आप इसको प्रेशर लगा के आराम से गला सकते हैं। तो इसको कवर कर देते हैं। 2 से 3 घंटे के बाद इसको चेक करेंगे। अब तकरीबन 2 से 3 घंटे के बाद हम इसको चेक कर रहे हैं और देखिए मैं बिल्कुल ऑथेंटिक अरबिक स्टाइल में ये रेसिपी मैं आप लोगों को दे रही हूँ। तो देखें बस इसको हमने तमाम चिकन को रेशे कर लिया है। ये हम डाल देते हैं पूरी चिकन इसमें और इसको मीडियम टू लो फ्लेम पे हम बिल्कुल कुक करेंगे, क्योंकि हमने इसको अच्छे से गला लिया है तो इसको हम हाथों से ही घोटेंगे। आप चाहें तो हैंड ब्लेंडर का भी इसमें इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, लेकिन इसमें वो बात नहीं आती जो ऑथेंटिक अरबिक स्टाइल हरीस में आती है। तो मैं इसको घोटने की मदद से घोटूंगी। अब आप बनाएं, हलीम बनाएं या कोई भी इस तरीके की चीज़, तो घोटने में बहुत आसानी हो जाती है। और देखें इसकी कंसिस्टेंसी कुछ इस तरीके की है, इतनी थिक होनी चाहिए। इसको फ्लेवर देने के लिए हम थोड़ा सा दालचीनी का पाउडर शामिल करेंगे। 1/4 टीस्पून मैंने इसमें शामिल कर दिया है। इसको मिक्स कर लेंगे अच्छे से और बस 1 मिनट के बाद हम चूल्हे को बंद कर देंगे। अब दूसरी तरफ एक पैन में हम डालेंगे 1/4 कप बटर। आप चाहें तो इसमें घी का इस्तेमाल भी कर सकते हैं, आप चाहें तो इसमें जैतून का इस्तेमाल भी कर सकते हैं। ऑथेंटिक स्टाइल जो है वो जैतून का तेल या बटर है। तो इसको हम पोर कर देते हैं मेल्ट करने के बाद और इसको हम मिक्स कर लेंगे। तो ये थी मेरी आज की रेसिपी इमराती स्टाइल।
Okay, so
Thanks for
that is
watching my
how Saudi Arabian people cook and prepare haris dish. So now let's proceed to ma'amul or mamulon in Arabic. So ma'amul is a beautiful shortbread cookies that are stuffed with dates and nuts. Ma'amul is either made using a wooden mold or by hand using a tweezer-like implement called malakat tongs to decorate them by hand. So ma'amul dish is beloved throughout the region and especially during the Eid celebration at the end of Ramadan. So they are typically dusted with some powdered sugar. So I have here a video on how they prepare ma'amul cookie. so that is how Middle Eastern people prepare their shortbread cookie ma'amul. Okay, so now let's proceed to gursan. Gursan is one of the Saudi Arabian national dishes made by placing dry pepper, thin sheets of bread atop meat and vegetables in a broth until the bread pieces soak up all the flavorful juices. The final result is not soupy but thick, nourishing and hearty, which is why the dish is loved throughout the country. So I have here a video on how to cook gursan dish.
نحط الزيت في قدر كبير ونضيف له جوانح البصل ونضيف الثوم والتوابل والملح. نحرك الخليط كويس وبعد كذا نضيف الدجاج ونخلطه مع جوانح البصل ونضيف عصير البندورة ومعجون البندورة ونترك الخليط على النار لمدة نصف ساعة لمن ينضج الدجاج. وبعد كذا نضيف الخضار والفلفل الخضراء ونترك الخضار لمن تنضج. نسكب الزيت في قدر ونضيف بقية جوانح البصل ونضيف السماق ونطهي الخليط على نار لمدة 10 دقائق. ننقل خبز المرقوق إلى طبق التقديم مباشرة قبل التقديم ونضيف مرقة الدجاج مع قطع الدجاج إلى الخبز. نوزع الخضار في الأعلى وننثر البصل والسماق ونزين الطبق بأوراق الحبق أو أوراق النعناع ونقدم الطبق ساخنا.
So this is how Arab people prepare and cook their gursan dish. So the last but not the least, shawarma. Shawarma is a popular street food in the Middle East, which originated in Turkey and is made of spit-roasted layers of lamb, beef, or other meat that are sliced and often wrapped in or served with pita. So shawarma is similar to Greek gyros, though the former is seasoned with more spices and the latter with more herbs. So I have here a video on how Arab people prepare shawarma.
Let's cook. Step 1. Step 2. Step 3.
Alright, so that is how they prepare their popular street food, shawarma. So now let's proceed to their preparation methods in cooking. So preparation methods for Saudi Arabian cooking. There is no specified way of preparing a Saudi Arabian cuisine. Using the right amount of spices in your cuisines works best. You will find many recipes that do not usually need oil in them. Mostly boiled vegetables are used. So in Hiyazi meal, which is now the most common cuisine found in Saudi Arabia, fresh fruits and desserts are the main ingredients. The desserts are made from the sweet milk, rice for rice puddings, and goat cheese. Many cuisines are made from bread, baklava, fresh fruits, raisins, and more. For salads and hot sauces, dakus are served with this dish. Dakus is a typical Hijazi cuisine which is prepared from fresh coriander, hot chili peppers, garlic, tomatoes, and lemon juice. Their meat, whether red or white, are prepared in gravy of kofta or ground meat patties, which are served with lemon packs and the Arab bread and even sometimes with rice. So meat is cooked in various ways. In Saudi Arabia, they have their unique and popular way of preparing meat. So the first one is al-mandi. Al-mandi utilizes ancient techniques of cooking, first employed when man discovered fire. A lamb or chicken prepared with rice, spices, and water is barbecued in a deep hole in the ground that is covered while the meat cooks. And the other one is al-matbi. Al-matbi involves grilling seasoned lamb or chicken on a flat stones that are placed on top of burning embers. Okay, so now let's proceed to their cooking terms. So these are some Arabic cooking terms. So first we have mukawinat, means ingredient, siwa for barbecue, felfel for pepper, Zaid Utatai for cooking oil, Hala Sarian for stir fry, Mel for salt, Kaka for cake, Microwave for microwave, Kataa for cut, Halata for mix, Sawa for grill, Kala for fry, Hala for boil, Habaza for bake, Tabaha Bilbuhar for steam, and lastly, Gadama at Taam for serve. So this is the end. I hope you learned something from our discussion. And if you have questions and clarifications, please don't hesitate to ask. Maratan ukhara hadha huwa Siralin Alkano. Sukran lakum wa barak Allah fikum.